Well, thank you for tuning in. I'm Taylor Connelly.
And I'm concerned about your love.
This week in Explosions, a water main burst at a Christian Science Center, because that's what happens when you remain celibate for centuries.
Well, that's just in. According to an extremely questionable study, there is a mushroom that gives a woman an orgasm just by smelling it. So wait a minute. This means if I take a bunch of mushrooms, I'm irresistible to women.
Or you get to experience the female orgasm.
The what now?
Anyways, horny scientists have confirmed that a male contraceptive is on the way. And as you can tell by the male model they decided to use for this thumbnail, he's really gonna need it. Meow. In a related story, there's a pharmaceutical company that admitted to mixing up the packaging of boner pills and depression pills. And thankfully it all worked out because the flaccid men were content with their situations and the sad men got boners to play with. Fun!
Dildos. There was a sex toy smackdown in Coney Island recently when a Parks Department employee smacked her coworker upside his dumb head with a giant dildo. She then told him to suck my dick, which we're not sure if she was referring to the dildo or if she had in fact sprouted one on her own. Either way, there were no injuries to report unless you consider the shame of being known as that dildo guy or old dildo head for the rest of your life a kind of injury.
In Manhattan, authorities were called because a man was trapped in a sexy booth. They tried everything, they got the jaws of life, and the man still refuses to leave.
And it takes time, Taylor. You can't rush perfection. Spermfection. It's really just a matter of time before robot sex brothels are a thing. It's gonna happen. Because there's a certain segment of this population that can't have nice things without trying to get their penises involved somehow. So, while we're at it, why don't we look at some more specialized models for a few of you with the more interesting tastes, as it were. To the daring. Or how about this little fella for the kinky?
A woman has admitted to having sexual relations with a dolphin as part of a NASA research study. When we reached out to the dolphin for comment, he said, "Flipper, I hardly know it."
An autopsy of a disgraced Bronx priest who allegedly stole over $1 million from his parish, who was also apparently into drinking pee from his burly S&M master. Yeah, if you're into that kind of thing. But anyway, the autopsy revealed that alcohol was indeed a factor. Just like Jesus.
So that is what Jesus would do.
Yeah, you don't go around turning water into wine unless you got the shakes or something.
In European orgy news, French authorities had busted an 81-person group. Now, besides the obvious COVID concerns, because I'm sure they weren't wearing masks, the other concern is, who's the one person who didn't bring a guest? I mean, that's just rude. So unlike the French. And in related news, a couple weeks earlier, there was an anti-gay Hungarian politician who was caught in a gay orgy. I mean, how embarrassing. Could you imagine being anti-gay, surrounded by so much gay? I mean, he must have been like, guys, think about our wives.
So you're in love. But are you though? Really? Let's think about it. Let's use Valentine's Day as a barometer of how much you're in love. Now let's say you are so confident that you don't have to get your lover anything. Jack squat. Because it would be redundant and cheapens the moment. And let's say your lover is cool with that. Are you sure it's because they just don't really give a shit about you? Or you go the other way and you get your lover, a car or an island. And then they do that thing with their mouth on your genitals that you love so much, it kind of cheapens the moment. Almost like you paid for it somehow. Big lover. So you decide, well, too much is not enough, and enough is something, and whatever. So you go right down the middle of the road, you just do what every other schlub on the block does. What does that say about your love? It's just kind of average. It's just there. Just like you. Boring. And not that any of this really matters, because we're all doomed!
Yep, well, see you next time.
We're all